Good morning. I'm Maureen Higdon, Secretary of the Board of Trustees. And announcements? Jaryus, do we? Okay. We have listening circle after church today. And will you be doing that? Catherine, okay. Haven't seen Catherine yet, but Catherine will be doing listening circle. And fundraising meeting on the 21st, spiritual team meeting on the 22nd. And I have some fun people to tell you about our Halloween party and our auction. Kate, you ready? There you are.
I believe it's at 6, right? I think it is. Okay. All right, well, to be honest, I think it's at 6 o'clock. It might be 6:30, 5:30. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so the Halloween party is at 5:30. It'll be here. We'll have fun. There'll be music and refreshments and company. It's a potluck, so feel free to bring your most competitive lasagnas and whatnot. See you there. Oh, and costumes, of course. There are masks in the back for those who want to look good but don't want to try.
Good morning. Welcome everybody, everyone on Zoom also. I'm just here real quickly to tell you about our wonderful fall fundraising fest. November 1st starts at 3 o'clock. We are asking for a donation, an entry donation. Did I do it again that way? Oh my gosh. That's my trademark. Put the sign up wrong. Everybody's waving at me. I'm thinking, oh, they love it. Okay, here it is where you can actually read it. And it's a $20 entry donation that we're asking, which will include pizza and appetizers and dessert and cider and hot cider and I think hot chocolate too. And we will have a live auction that is going to feature a wonderful, a big deal prize, which is 5 nights, a stay for at a 5-star hotel for 5 nights anywhere in the world. It's not transportation, but it's the room, and it's in a 5-star hotel. Pretty awesome. Then we also have baked goods coming. We have crafts and gifts and wonderful prizes for the raffle. And like I said, pizza, cider, etc. And there is another poster. Thank you. There is another post. Thank you. If you would just hold that over there, Lynn, that would be great. You can be our poster girl. And there will also be, you will get your choice of a color of a shopping bag to put all your goodies that you buy. And there are many, many, many colors. Okay? And these are washable and everything. And so come and decide, buy some Christmas gifts, bid in the live auction on many things besides this. And there's several posters that are going to be around for more information. Thank you so much. And now we are going to have Karen Lane start our service.
Thanks, everybody. We start. As we begin the ringing of our bells to open our service this morning, we pause to acknowledge and honor the Tongva and other native peoples on whose ancestral homelands we gather today. We add our aspiration and hope for a mending of harm caused by colonization as we offer our healing energies of recognition, reciprocity, and respect. For yesterday, we called to the ancestors of this faith, of this congregation, and of each of our hearts. And for tomorrow, and to all those who will come, we prepare a place for you here and invite you to join us. And all our people said 3 times, Thank you, thank you, thank you. And now our choir will give us our welcoming song. As a symbol of our faith, we light a chalice at each of our gatherings that represents the spirit, the values, and the rich history of Unitarian Universalism. Its flame invites us to center our lives in justice, love, and service, as it offers us belonging and holds us in community. And I didn't ask anyone yet, but Lynn, would you like to? Thank you. As Lynn comes forward to light our chalice, let's hear these words by Adrian L.H. Graham, titled The Promise and the Practice, Chalice Lighting 2. We kindle a flame of power, illuminating the holy in each of our faces. We recognize in the flame a passionate commitment to our shared faith. We are held and carried from day to day, week to week, in the shining of the light. This flame is mine as well as yours. We are brought together on this day, called to growth, to expansion within its glow. What does your heart know while beholding this holy fire? And now, let's rise and sing our invocation. That's Singing the Living Tradition, number 123. And the words are up there too. Please stand while we say our covenant. We affirm that love is the greatest purpose of this congregation. The search for truth is our constant star, and service is our prayer. We pledge our hearts, minds, and hands to challenge injustice with courage, to make choices for a healthier planet, and to live out our Unitarian, Universalist values every day as beloved community. Thus do we covenant with each other and with all that is sacred in life. And here's Robert with our wisdom tale.
Today's story is called Supporting the People Who Need Us, and it's by Mandy Neff. I want to tell you a story about being new and how sometimes it's fun and sometimes it isn't. Once there was a second grader named Paul. In September, he moved to a new town, had a new teacher and a new class and a brand new desk. There was a boy sitting across from him with bright red hair, and his name was Ryan. He told Paul a knock-knock joke, and he was really funny, so the first day was a good day. The second day, 3 other boys came up to Ryan, and he thought, oh great, they want to make friends with me too. But that wasn't what happened. They came up and started poking Paul and calling him names. He looked at his friend Ryan. Ryan really didn't want to hear what was going on, so do you know what he did? What would you do if you didn't want to hear something that was going on? Well, what he did was he stuck his fingers in his ears. The second day was not a good day. But the next day was even worse because the 3 boys came up to Paul at lunchtime and they stole his lunch. He didn't have anything to eat. And the next day, Paul didn't come to school at all. The 3 boys were cheering that day because Paul wasn't there. Then, even though he didn't want to, Ryan heard them planning mean things that they were going to do to Paul when he came back to school. But this time he didn't stick his fingers in his ears. That's right. He told his teacher, and when Paul came back to school and there was recess, the 3 boys came around, and then the teacher came around too. And Ryan said, come on, play with me. And that day was the best day of all because that day Paul and Ryan became best friends. And so my hope for all of you this year is that when you hear something you'd rather not, that you don't stick your fingers in your ears. I hope that when you see or hear something, someone needs help, that this year you find a way to support someone who needs you. And this is from a book by Becky Ray McCain's Nobody Knew What to Do, a story about bullying. So just check that out. And normally this is when you guys would sing the kids to class, but there doesn't seem to be any here, so you can sing me and Brianna out.
And now here's Lynn.
Thank you for your many kind and generous gifts that add to our community's well-being. Every one of the gifts we share and bring are essential to our strength, our growth, and our sustainability as a justice-seeking congregation. We have voted and agreed to donate 50% of the donation plate offering that are not earmarked as pledges with a charity that aligns with our values. This month, we share our plate with Housing Claremont Inland Abundant Housing. Housing and Homelessness Collaborative of Claremont, or Housing Claremont, is a volunteer nonprofit organization that serves our city and region by advocating for solutions to our need for more housing, homeless services, and tenant protection. They cooperate with other groups to support high-quality, well-planned housing development and redevelopment for all income levels, prioritizing the critical needs of low and very low income individuals. They monitor the implementation of the city's general plan housing elements and compliance with state laws and mandates. They share research and experience about best options for expanding housing and reducing homelessness. It is with all of our combined expression of love that our financial gifts to the congregation and our non-perishable donations for the Foothill Family Center will now be brought forward and gratefully received. Thank you so much, Lily, for that inspiring music. Each Sunday morning, we set aside a few moments to recognize the joys and sorrows of the past week in our lives. Folks share by writing on paper available on the table in the back by the name tag board and putting them in the bowl. Folks joining us by Zoom can write them on the chat and Jaryus will bring them to me. And I have one concern for us this week. Early in the day this past Tuesday, Jill Rigel was taken to San Antonio Regional Hospital with a very high blood pressure. That resulted in what her doctors are calling. Jill is already recovering well and is expected to continue to recover under the good care of the team over the next few weeks. She is grateful for the wonderful care she is receiving and welcomes your prayers, cards, and concern. I'd like to go in now for a time of prayer and meditation. And I have a reading for you, and then after that, we'll have a short time of silence, and then we'll come out to sing. Please hear the words of Carol Allman Morton, and you can just sort of relax and get yourself in a position that's good for you. Many of us carry a burden of worry, anxiety over the state of the world, worries about money, about our environment, our families, about peace and justice. May we trust that nothing will get worse for us, putting that burden down for a moment. May we let go of what weighs us down. May we find that we can set down worry for longer and longer periods of time. In our experience of letting go, may we be open to the possibility that we need not pick up our worries again. May we find passion and strength to work for change where we have the power to do so and to let go where we do not. If not forever, let us put down any worries or anxieties for our time of quiet. May we be in quiet together. And we're going to sing our gentle song, which is Open My Heart, number 1013 in the teal hymnal, or I think we'll have the words behind us. Okay. Please hear the words of Wendy Bartell and Lynn Gardner. From our separate joys and struggles, we come here to find the peace of balance, to find the blessing of restlessness.
All are welcome.
To follow, to lead, to teach, to learn.
All are welcome.
To join in the dance, to catch our breath.
All are welcome.
To give generously, to receive gratefully.
All are welcome.
If we are steady and composed, if we feel completely lost, if we don't know what we are feeling.
This community has a place for us. Here we matter, and we are loved.
If you are steady and poised, if you feel completely lost, if you don't know what you feel.
This community has a place for us. We matter. We are loved.
Thank you so much. Sometimes I have to do things a little differently, so here we go. In Unitarian Universalism, lay people are invited to speak from the pulpit. When we do, our purpose is to let our congregation know what the view looks like from our own personal spiritual journey. We share our stories and hopes in hopes of giving you something to contemplate that may possibly encourage you as you travel on your own path. So this morning, I'd like to tell you a story. I love my body. It most assuredly has issues, but it has seen me through a lifetime of quirkiness. There are a number of familiar quirky issues that occasionally make themselves known. But when they arise, I know what to do, and soon all is well. Nearly a year ago, one quirky issue raised its head, but it was different, noticeably so. And of course, it happened on the weekend. I don't like different that I don't understand. Is it okay? Or is it bigger than a bread box? So I visited the emergency room for help in figuring this different out. After assuring me that this particular different had come and gone without doing any long-term harm, they referred me for a follow-up with a specialist on Monday, just to make sure that all was indeed well. And when the appointment was confirmed on Monday morning, I was advised that I would need to stay at the facility for several hours after being seen, until I was certain that I would be able to drive home safely. After my appointment, where thankfully all was confirmed to be well, I was delighted to notice that the facility I had been sent to had a small snack bar. I had hastily grabbed a protein bar on my way out the door, but the prospect of a light lunch was more appealing. There was a frail couple in line in front of me. I watched the gentleman behind the counter patiently describe his offerings to the couple with great care. They made their selections and paid. The attendant then asked the couple to please find a table and said that he would bring their selections to them. He looked at me and asked me to wait while he did this, and I was delighted to do so. This attendant did this with an elegance that I immediately admired. When the attendant returned, he took the same care describing his wares to me. There were various sandwiches, muffins, treats, and a wide variety of coffees and teas. I asked him about the oatmeal parfait that had caught my eye. He told me these were overnight oats, layered with blueberries, sliced strawberries, and sliced almonds. I decided upon that, and I took my purchase to a quiet table where I could read and people watch. I noticed that the snack bar attendant took the very same special care with every customer. It was truly impressive. After a couple of hours, I felt completely ready to drive home. But before I left, I took my trash to the bin in front of the snack bar and thanked the attendant for his kindness. He told me that this was not his usual location, and that he was just filling in for the day. This made his dedication even more impressive to me. It was at this point in our conversation that I decided to take a bit of the flyer. So tell me, how long have you been in the ministry? I asked. He chuckled. He even blushed slightly, but he didn't deny it. Yeah, it's a passion, was his reply. Seeing him take such thoughtful care for each of his clients made me feel better and less concerned for my own situation. He was an inspiration to me. In the broadest sense, we are all in the ministry. I'm not talking about a religious vocation. In fact, it need not necessarily have anything to do with religion at all. This takes away nothing from anyone engaged in professional ministry of any kind. But if you use no love in the universal sense that we embrace, then in a way, I say we are called to be in the ministry. It's not exclusively about belonging to a church or religious organization. Although as you use, our principles encourage us to pursue our own spiritual growth and encourage us to work towards a better world. Nor is ministry about profession, but it is about how we take care of one another. When we connect with that universal love, we begin to find out what we're passionate about and how to go about doing it with love and courage. Love helps us to become the best version of who we can be. Dear ones, we are facing a moment in history of nearly unprecedented opportunity to care for one another. We need those best versions of ourselves as we never have before. We don't have to be perfect. We just have to be willing to help where we can and to know how to coordinate with one another when the task is above and beyond what we can do alone. But in the challenging times we live in, we are all being called upon to expand our repertoire. Please understand that passion is not reserved only for the high-profile jobs, for doing things of your choosing, and if and when you have the privilege to choose. Passion really works on two levels. It is effective in the chosen things we do, but it also shines in the mundane things we do simply because somebody's got to do it. It adds power to both, and we need to be willing to do both. Many decades ago, I worked as a physical therapy aide in a hospital. Aides interact with patients in many rewarding ways, but a large part of the job is simply cleaning, and it is highly necessary in order for the department to function properly. The treatment areas must be clean. Everything a patient comes into contact with must be clean. It's not glamorous work, but it is definitely essential. One day, a young man in a wheelchair got sick on the floor of our department. He was deeply embarrassed. I could tell that he was not accustomed to not being in control of his body. I quickly turned his chair away from the mess, and I told him it was easy for me to take care of, and I meant it. All you need to concentrate on is feeling better. The relief I saw in that patient's face changed me. I found out that the way I did that simple task had the power to lift a small burden off of a patient. That realization had power. It was the best thing I did all week, maybe all month, but that lesson still remains with me. With all that our world asks from us these days, it is finding the passion in whatever we're doing that will shift our world towards justice, peace, and love. Sometimes, if I am unsure how to access that passion, I ask the universe to show me. Often, I find that just asking the question is enough to focus me. Whether tasks are large or small, highly visible or unseen, whether they touch many or only nurture ourselves, doing things with passion is the most effective way I know how to navigate the times we find ourselves in. Whatever is breaking our hearts, our best way forward is to find a way to do it, whatever we can do, with great passion. I've been with you long enough that I know that you all are no strangers to doing things with passion. You folks clearly have passion. You are doing the work of this church, and you are doing it all with creativity and passion. You demonstrate it all the time, and I am here to tell you that it really does show. But by lifting passion up and celebrating it today, my hope is that it will remind you of how special you people are, and why what you are doing and how you are doing it matters so very much. In a world of great need, may we connect with the passion in our own chosen path as we undertake all that is before us. Together, we can accomplish much. Blessed be. We have our sending song in the gray hymnal, number 131, Love Will Guide Us. Blessing together. As we extinguish our chalice flame, we each take with it. Okay. We'll go with what they have up there. You guys read, I'll extinguish. That may be all I'm capable of right now. We'll see how I do this. Okay. As we extinguish our chalice flame, we promise to reflect it as we go into the week ahead. May our lives be gentle, and may we be held close by the love that is center, and our hope to gather soon. Go now with hearts and hands and minds renewed to the world that is waiting for you. Go out to that world to bring your gentle touch to those in pain. Go out to feed and house those in need. Go out to speak the truth to those with power. Go out with courage to do the work which calls you. Go out now with your passion and faith to change the world. Blessed be. Blessed be. Let us enjoy fellowship time on the patio.